Welcome everyone to your Yin practice. We're going to get started lying down on our backs in Baddha Konasana. So just coming to lie down, bringing the soles of the feet together, letting the knees fall out to the side. You can place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. You can bring your arms down beside you, palms facing up. Close your eyes and just rest here. Taking some deep breaths in and out. Connecting with the inhale and connecting with the exhale. Feeling into the union between mind and body and breath. Yoga is all about union. The union of heaven and earth, mind and body, you and I. Yoga is about learning to see things through authentic eyes. It's about truth. It's about developing awareness of one's true nature and raising consciousness. Yin poses we hold anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes, allowing us to get into our connective tissue, the fascia, the ligaments, the tendons, the joint capsules, our organs, the intermuscular fibers. Yin allows us to know where the tension is in our body and to release it. Yin can teach us to let go of resisting experiences so we can accept them for what they really are and learn to sit in discomfort, to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. It teaches us to align our intentions, our attention, and action. It teaches us how to listen and let go, and to be okay with letting go. Just staying in Baddha Konasana, continuing to breathe. Our body is the most tangible manifestation of our being. It is the vehicle we have to get around in this physical world. We experience everything through our nervous system. Everything you hear, touch, taste, smell, see, travels from our sense organs through the nerve impulses to our brain. Our body functions most effectively and efficiently when it's given proper nutrition, exercise, rest, stretching, and deep conscious breathing. Come back to your breath now, feeling the rise and the fall of breath. Letting those eyelids be heavy. We can go weeks without food, days without water, and only moments without breath. Deep conscious breathing is one of the most beneficial and important activities you can do for your body. The rhythm of your breath directly affects the state of your mind as well as your body. You can change anything with breath. Proper breathing helps to purify the blood bringing fresh oxygen to your body and reducing the acidity level of your body. It helps calm the mind, release the tension, the constriction, the holding, the trauma, allowing us to be more spacious, living with a wide open heart. We have about 5 more breaths here. Just noticing where your mind is. Bring it back to your body, back to the breath. We are rinsing tension out of the body. Where your attention goes is where the energy flows. So bring the attention to the tension, the discomfort, the sensation you might be feeling right now in your tissues, and breathe it out. Your attention is your power, is your energy. Okay, very slowly, just bringing your hands to the outside of your knees, closing your knees together like a book. You're going to walk your feet to the edges of your mat, and you're just going to begin to windshield wiper those legs back and forth. Arms at the side of your body, cactus arms or out straight. And just floss into those hip joints. Back and forth. Inhaling to bring the knees up, exhaling over. Feeling how this is moving energy, this gyrokinetic movement, not only through the hips but up the spine. Let's drop the knees over to the right. You're going to take your right hand on the inside of your right leg. Your left arm is going to extend overhead, palm facing up towards the ceiling, hand resting on the ground. You're going to drop that left knee as close to the ground as your anatomy will allow. And you're going to feel that expansion of your rib cage. Feeling the ribs being pulled off the hip bones, space being created. Bring your awareness now into that left rib cage and start to breathe into the rib cage, opening the rib cage up. Take the chin to the chest. Scan the body for tension, for holding patterns, for past trauma. Our issues live in our tissues. Emotion is energy in motion. So we scan for that flooding, that chemical release of sadness or grief, the vibration that lives in the body. Clear it out. Release the hand from the leg. Inhale, knees up. Exhale, drop them over other side. This time, left hand on the inside of the left leg. Right arm extending overhead. Feeling that long line, that long stretch. Breathing. Use your breath, lean into the sensation. Instead of running away from it, avoiding, numbing, disassociating, lean into it. feel it. And then when the body starts to release, you can go a little bit deeper, either with the posture, a little bit more extension through the hands, maybe spreading the fingers, dropping that right knee down further, or maybe depth is with deeper breathing. Explore. Floss it out. Release that jaw. Just make sure that you're not moving tension from one area to another. Letting it go with the exhales. Inhale. Release the hand, bring those knees back up. This time we're gonna bring the knees into the chest, wind reliever. You can grab at the back of the hamstrings or on top of the shin bones. We're gonna anchor the thighs down in towards the chest. You're gonna tuck the chin down, lengthening through the spine, and you're gonna breathe your belly up to your thighs. And then exhale, pull the thighs down to the belly. And this is a very dynamic stretch. On the inhales, we release just a little bit, and on the exhales, we pull in tight, creating this pump for our digestive system. Also, just flushing out our lower back. This is an energy spot that can hold a lot of tension. A highly charged area for people, especially under stress. A lot of lower back pain, or the lower back goes out. Feed it. Lots of breath. Three more breaths here. On your last exhale, slide your hands to your kneecaps. Open your knees up as wide as you can, and then drag the knees in through center line. Just find a little bit of mobility here through those hips. Switch the direction, warming them up. And then from here, bring your knees together. Roll all the way over to your right side. And then just make your way up into a tabletop position. We're gonna move into pigeon, but before we do, let's just mobilize that spine. Find the wrists underneath the shoulders, nice long straight line. Tuck your toes under. You're gonna lift up through the tailbone. Look up to the sky, open the throat. Exhale, untuck your toes, press into those hands, chin to chest, angry cat. Puff out the back of the heart, create some space. Then tuck the toes under, inhale, pull all the way through, look up. Exhale, release. Inhale, pull through. Last one, exhale, release. And then you're gonna make your way back to a neutral spine. We're gonna walk our hands a little bit further forward on our mat. We're gonna slide the right knee, right wrist. We're gonna take that left leg straight back behind us, setting up for our pigeon pose. Couple of options here. You can keep the heel in close to the groin, or you can wing the shin bone so it's parallel with the top of the mat, or you can find some nice angle in between. Make sure you keep flexion of the toes back, always protecting that knee joint. Sit up nice and tall, square off your hips, pulling the right hip back, left hip forward. Look over the shoulder, make sure that leg is coming straight back behind you. Big breath in. Exhale, think about elongating the spine, descend, slow and controlled, coming down into stack fists, head down, or arms outstretched. You're always welcome to tuck something underneath this right bum cheek, a blanket, a pillow, a bolster, a block, whatever feels right for you. Let's soften the jaw. And first come into your breath. Using the breath to soften the body. Breathing in. And then breathing all the way out. Scan the body for tension, holding patterns where you feel sensation, and see if you can soften that area. If your mind has left the mat, bring it back. Bring it back into the body. Remind yourself to stay soft. You are more than welcome to stay exactly where you are. If you feel like you need a little extra today, you're going to bring your hands into your shoulders. Walk your body up. You're going to lift your head. You're going to reach behind you, grabbing onto that left foot. You're going to pull the left foot in towards your bum. You can hold onto that left foot, or you can slide it into the crease of the elbow. Sitting up nice and tall. Pushing the head to the wall behind you. Just breathing. Keep that jaw soft. Scanning for tension. As the body starts to soften into the pose, you can go a little bit deeper if it feels right. If you feel like it's too much, you can always release that back leg. If you have the back leg, just slowly releasing it now. And then slowly begin to walk yourself all the way up. Let's tuck our back toes under, lift our back knee, and we're gonna push ourselves up and back, downward facing dog. Let's clear that energy out, pedaling out the legs, pressing one heel down and then the other. We create tension in our body to release it. We want to go to our edges so we can breathe. We can soften. We can learn to sit with the uncomfortable. And know that we are rock solid. Come back onto the knees. This time, left knee, left wrist, right leg straight back behind you. Take a moment, set it up in your body, looking over the shoulder. Make sure that leg is coming straight back behind you. And then sitting up nice and tall. From here, making a decision about the shin bone, if it's going to stay in or if it's going to take another angle. Flexion through those toes, sitting yourself up, squaring off, deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward with length. Come on down, get yourself comfortable. Coming into stillness. So one of the principles of Yin is finding stillness. Stillness in the body, but stillness in the mind. More space between thoughts. You need to make a micro adjustment. You make the adjustment and then you settle in. We never force or jam our body into a posture. We take the shape, we breathe, we give the body time, another principle of Yin. And that plastic sensation, the plastic functioning of the connective tissue begins to soften. We start to settle and release. Clearing our bodies out. Creating space. So again, you're more than welcome to stay where you are. There's no need to go further if you're feeling a lot of sensation. If your nervous system needs a little bit more sensation in order to calm and relax a flush, then you're going to sit up tall. You're going to reach behind you, grabbing onto that right foot. You're going to pull the foot in towards the bum, either holding or sliding it into the elbow crease. So you're going to choose what feels best on this side. Just demonstrating, pulling my hand or my foot into my bum with my hand. Sitting up tall. Finding where I feel this in my body. Settling everything down, dropping the shoulders, relaxing the jaw, and breathing. Maybe finding a little bit more depth. And then very slowly releasing that back leg. Planting the hands, fingers spread wide, back toes tuck under, lifting up and back, downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here, really anchoring into the body, feeling your way through this. Making sure you're letting that exhale all the way out of the body, right to the base of the exhale. Finding that pause before the inhale comes in. Bring both heels down. We're going to take the right leg into the sky. Kick it up as high as you can. And then you're going to take that right foot and you're going to bring it between the hands. Pick up your right hand, bring it to the inside of the foot, and you're going to heel toe the foot to the edge of the mat. Now we're going to check in with the body. We're going to square everything off, pull those shoulders away from the ears, and we're going to notice, do I need to stay up here? Do I want to stay up here? Is there a lot of sensation for me up here? Then I'm going to stay here. Maybe the back knee needs to come down. So I'm going to do that assessment. Maybe my elbows come down to the ground. Wherever you're at, check in with that right knee and pull it into the shoulder. Let's just drop the head, not wasting energy on holding that neck up. Let's just breathe here in our dragon pose. Now, if you have a block, you're practicing at home, you can bring your head to rest on a block, or again, you can just let it dangle. Breath is solid. Staying connected to the body. Staying connected to your breath. Now you can stay exactly where you are, or you can bring that back knee down. Come up onto your hands. You're going to roll towards the pinky side toe of your foot, and you're going to let that knee fall out to the side. Let's drop chin into chest. Shoulders away from the ears. Holding. You might want to untuck the back toes. Locate where you're feeling sensation. Send your conscious mind into the spot and find the release. Now we have to be careful in a yin class not to overstretch. You never want to end up more tight or sore than what you were before you began your class. So we move into the postures mindfully and slowly. We breathe in them. And we move out of the postures equally as slow, so that fascia and connective tissue doesn't recoil. The entire time in between, we're feeding our bodies breath, oxygen. Let's bring that foot down. We're going to pick up our right hand, walk the foot back between the hands. Tuck your back toes under, lift your knee, and we're going to step up and back, downward facing dog. Take a moment, slowly move your body, let it clear, let it flush. Then right heel goes down, left leg lifts in the air, square off the hips, step your foot between your hands, check in here. What micro adjustments can you make to make this more comfortable for you? Maybe it's knee down. Left hand comes to the inside of the foot as you walk that edge of your foot to the edge of the mat. We're gonna squeeze knee into shoulder. Staying upright or coming down onto the elbows, dropping the head, feeling our dragon on this side. I invite you again to check in. Do you want to stay where you are, or do you want to go somewhere else in the body? You're going to lift yourself up. You're going to roll over onto that pinky side toe with the foot. You're going to let the knee fall out to the side. Again, that leg could be lifted or knee down. If you're taking the knee down option, untucking the toes. Maybe staying up high on the hands or maybe coming down onto the elbows. Eyes closed, staying inwards. Pratyahara sense, withdrawal. Right now, nothing coming from the external world. We're experiencing from the inside out. Getting to know our tension, getting to know our sensation. Is it physical? Is it emotional? Learning the speak of the body. Let's squeeze that knee into the shoulder. We're going to plant our hands down. Walk the foot in, framing the foot with your hands, tucking the back toes under. Lift your knee downward facing down. Let's come down onto our knees. Bring the knees to the edges of the mat. You're gonna untuck the toes. You're gonna sit your bum back onto your heels. Keep the arms extended. Tap the forehead down. Now if the floor is too far away, just use your block under your forehead. You're gonna walk those fingers closer towards the top of your mat, but take the tips of your shoulder blades and slide them down. Lengthen your spine even further, finding some nice length here. Keep the breath flowing, eyes closed. The unconscious mind functions in every cell of your body. It beats your heart, helps with elimination, and turns food into blood and tissue. The unconscious runs all the systems of your bodies. Every thought, word, or idea that your conscious mind chooses to accept gets planted in your subconscious. It begins to manifest and get carried out by this part of your mind. Your unconscious mind does not have the ability to reject an idea or belief. It simply accepts whatever it's given. And given often enough, a thought becomes habituated and will continue to express itself without any conscious assistance. So when your conscious mind is distracted and unable to say no, your unconscious is taking it all in. Our thoughts, the words we use, are so powerful. It's really important what we're telling ourselves, what we're watching on TV or the news, what we're reading, or who we're choosing to be around. We have a little bit longer to go, just staying in the breath. So the Chinese symbol for crisis is composed of two characters. The first character, the first symbol, means danger. The second character or symbol means opportunity. Anytime we face a crisis, there may be danger, but there may also be inherent opportunity. Crisis is always a rite of passage, an initiation into the next level of consciousness, our next level of awareness. What challenges are calling you forward? What new skill sets or personal attributes are being galvanized within you right now? Has COVID-19 allowed you to get clearer on your priorities? Are there aspects of your life, relationships, or parts that no longer resonate? Where are you being called to simplify, to let go, maybe to focus or to activate? Mastering our mind is our greatest superpower. And we need to go into our bodies in order to rinse the tension, to rinse the trauma, to the unprocessed emotion, so we can be present here and now in our highest selves and in consciousness. Very slowly pull yourself forward. You're going to come into a tabletop position. Let's just untuck the toes if they're tucked. And we're gonna look over to the right, looking at our right ankle. From here, we're gonna now look over to our left, pushing those hips over to the left, making that C shape with our spine. Let's bring our head back to neutral, hips back to neutral, and we're gonna take it over to the other side. So hips push over to the right, We look over to the left ankle to begin with. And then we take our gaze over that right shoulder, looking over at our hip. Let's come back to center, neutralizing. And then we're going to end today's class in frog before our Shavasana to really rinse out those hips. Such an emotional storage area of energy in our body. So just folding your mat inwards to make this a little bit more comfortable for you. You're going to come to the very top of your mat and you're going to walk your knees out as far as you can go. You're going to flip your feet so you're resting on the inside edge of your foot, the big toe edge. And you're going to make sure that the ankles are directly under the knees. Once you get out here, you might notice that you can settle down a little bit deeper. So you're going to do that. And then you're going to check in with those heels. So we don't want the heels on the outside of the knees or the inside, but directly underneath. Then you're just going to take a moment and just rock back and forth, sawing through the hips, coming forward and back. And then we're going to sit that tailbone back behind us, check in, not check out, checking in. And then we're going to come down onto our elbows. If that's too much, you're going to stand up, back onto the hands. Okay, so choosing what feels best for you, where you can get the best release. Then we're going to bring that tailbone back a little bit further. Maybe the knees start to come out a little bit further, ankles to follow. And then for me, I think I can come down a little bit further. So I'm going to start on stacked fists, hands, or maybe chest all the way down. We're going to keep pulling that tailbone back behind us. We're only staying here for a moment or a minute, more than a moment. Breathing into the tightness of the inner thigh. High energy charge place. So using breath to really flush this area, the space, getting into all the cracks and crevices and crannies. Doing a spring cleaning. Make sure you're using that breath, really big, deep breaths here. Let's do 3 more breaths, anchoring that tailbone behind us just a little bit further. Can you find the surrender? Can you find the sweetness of being in flow? Very slowly start to walk yourself up onto your hands. You're going to bring the toes closer together. You're going to push down into the hands and drag those knees all the way in. Unfold your mat. Come to sit on your bum. Bring your feet to the edges of the mat, and we're going to internally, externally rotate those legs, flushing into the hips. So walk the feet in towards one another, wrap our hands around our shins, tuck the chin to the chest, curl back. Sit up nice and tall, and then we're going to come to lie on our back. So just shuffling so you're nicely spaced on your mat. You're going to tuck the chin into the chest, bring those knees in. And we're going to hold some tension here, squeezing everything into center. You're going to bring your forehead to your knees, hold the tension, squeeze your jaw, squeeze your fists, squeeze your belly, Hold everything so, so, so tight. Keep holding, holding for 3, for 2, and 1. Let it all go. Extend the legs, take them to the edges of your mat. Tuck your shoulder blades under, turn your palms up towards the sky. Let your whole body rest down into the ground. Just letting go. Breathing all the way in. Breathing all the way back out. Just feeling the body completely surrender down into the ground. Letting everything go. Let that jaw release. Feel the sound clearing out any residual tension, bringing your vibration into resonance. Feeling all your cells moving at the perfect frequency, optimal health and healing. Drinking peace into the body, to the mind, to the soul. Just bringing into mind's eye somebody in your life who may be suffering right now. Mind, body, or spirit. From your heart to theirs, just sending them the merit of today's practice. That peace, the spaciousness, cleansing of resistance and fear. From our heart to all the frontline workers, the store clerks, the hospital workers, the food industry, the transportation, whoever's keeping our supply chain going, the farmers, health, abundance, joy, peace, you and your loved ones. From our heart to anybody who has suffered from this global pandemic in any possible way, health, death, financial, emotional, family crisis, whatever it may be, from our heart to yours, wishing you love and light, grace, peace, to all beings everywhere. A prayer for you. The divine light in me sees, honors, and bows to the divine light in each and every person who walks this planet. When you're in that space and I'm in that space, there's only one. You're welcome to stay exactly where you are, taking as long as you need. I'm going to seal today's practice with an Om. Shanti,